Good morning, Team Alabama. We are ready for Chapter 5. I'm sorry, the camera froze. Chapter 5, and we are on page 48, and we are down about the second half of the page. Page 48. Please read along with me. He pushed the picture away, so even if they didn't find him until tomorrow, he thought, he would be all right. He had plenty of water, although he wasn't sure if it was good and clean or not. He sat again by the tree, his back against it, and there was the thing bothering him. He wasn't quite sure what it was, but it kept chewing at the edge of his thoughts. Something about the plane and the pilot that would change things. Ah, there it was. The moment when the pilot had his heart attack, his right foot had jerked down on the rudder pedal, and the plane had slewed sideways. What did that mean? Why did that keep coming into his thinking that way, nudging and pushing? It means, a voice in his thoughts said, that they might not be coming for you tonight or even tomorrow. When the pilot pushed the rudder pedal, the plane had jerked to the side and assumed a new course. Brian could not remember how much it had pulled around, but it wouldn't have had to be much because after that, with the pilot dead, Brian had flown for an hour after hour on the new course. Well away from the flight plan the pilot had filed. Many hours at maybe 160 miles an hour. Even if it was only a little off course, with that speed and time, Brian might now be sitting several hundred miles off to the side of the recorded flight plan. And they would probably search most heavily at first along the flight plan course. They might go out to the side a little, but he could easily be 300 or 400 miles to the side. He could not know and could not think of how far he might have flown wrong because he didn't know the original course, and he didn't know how much they had pulled sideways, quite a bit. And that's how he remembered it, quite a jerk to the side. It pulled his head over sharply when the plane had swung around. They might not find him for 2 or 3 days. He felt his heartbeat increase as the fear started. The thought was there, but he fought it down for a time and pushed it away, and then it exploded out. They might not find him for a long time. And the next thought was there as well, what they might never find him. But that was panic, and he fought it down and tried to stay positive. They searched hard when a plane went down. They used many men and planes, and they would go to the side. They would know that he was off from the flight path. He had talked to the man on the radio. They would somehow know. It would be all right. They would find him soon. Maybe not tomorrow, but soon. They would find him soon. Gradually, like sloshing oil, his thoughts settled back and the panic was gone. Say they didn't come for 2 days. No, say they didn't come for 3 days. Even push that to 4 days. He could live with that. He would have to live with that. He didn't want to think of them taking longer, but say 4 days. He had to do something. He couldn't just sit at the bottom of the tree and stare down at the lake for 4 days and nights. He was in deep woods and didn't have any matches, and he couldn't make a fire. There were large things in the woods. There were wolves, he thought, and bears and other things. And in the dark, he would be in the open here, just sitting at the bottom of a tree. He looked around suddenly and felt the hair on the back of his neck go up. Things might be looking at him right now, waiting for him, waiting in the dark, so that they could move in and take him. He fingered the hatchet at his belt. It was the only weapon he had, but it was something. He had to have some kind of shelter. No, make that more. He had to have some kind of shelter, and he had to have something to eat. He pulled himself to his feet, and he jerked the back of his shirt down before the mosquitoes could get at it. He had to do something to help himself. I have to get motivated, he thought, remembering Perpich. Right now, I'm all I've got. I have to do something. Okay, we're going to stop there for today, guys. Please add a few more things to your facts, and we will see you again tomorrow. Have a great evening.